Welcome back, crew, to session four of the Galaxy's second campaign, the Hiss Crusades. We've joined the Triple H crew of Hazrat's horde of heroes who've been brought in to help Aviza, a colony in distress. Aviza's been a kind of a newcomer to the galactic spotlight, with numerous resources being found upon its planet's surface, ranging from having very fertile fields to mineral-rich mountain ranges, to even a clutch of ancient technology discovered beneath the planet's surface, with promises of more to be uncovered. This recent kind of unearthing has brought them into the spotlight and brought the attention of two large hiss hordes and conglomerates, with each of them having a different claim to uh, why Evisa should be in their horde, based off something they helped the Evisans with in the past, whether it had been technology to protect them from their wildlife or helping to back off the corporate authority. Either way, both these two hiss think that a visa should be theirs. With the Zardican Protectorate and the Briz host fighting over the planet. Our group came out of the scene at the um, kind of the behest of the acting president, Voltu, ordered to come intervene within a colony that was being attacked by outside marauders, a group that you found had been hired to attack the colony without doing any casualties. Basically, to go through, shoot up the colony, burn down the warehouse, but not before alerting the Zardican Protectorate. You all made your way to the scene, stopped these marauders, and were able to subdue the most of them before the Zardican host arrived and shot down the fleeing marauders fighter. Afterwards, the group wasn't able to talk the Zardican host down once the Briz arrived, and the Briz, after some urging from the group, believed that Zardican had set this up to be its own kind of a way for them to be their own heroes. As conflict emerged, but the group did get some information from one of the marauders, learning that a person named the Big Boss from his orbiting space station had orchestrated this attack. And with their help, you were able to find kind of where this space station was, and make your own assault upon it. Finding the Big Boss, his robot, along with his pet there, you all fought against him and were able to soundly defeat him, claiming the space station, his credits as your own, and learning from him that he was hired by somebody from Arquin Space to perform the hit on the colony and contact Zardican. And then the next week, he was ordered to bring a crew together to kind of orchestrate a hit on the Bariz shipments, basically all in an effort to put the two his host at each other's throats. You all were able to gather this information. He even, at the cost of his own escape, provided you with the comlink, kind of the routing number to be able to reach his contact in our Quinn space. And you all were talking it through, but at least tentatively landed on making your way back to the planet and letting President or acting President to know about what you found in this plot to turn the two hiss against each other. So we'll pick up there. You all are still on your recently acquired space station, kind of getting everything ready before you make your way off. Do you guys want to name your space station? Is it just going to be a part of the Triple H horde, or that's redundant? Is it Hazrat Heroes, part of Hazrat Heroes horde, or is it something unique?
I'm guessing it'd be something like Hazrad's Haven for Heroes.
No, I like it.
Perfect. Well, you guys are at Hazrad's Heroes Haven, and now you're or and kind of preparing to make your way back to the planet of Aviza. I'm not sure if we actually got to the end of it, but I know you guys were debating between just telling the president, letting the two his hordes know about this information. And it's been a few weeks too, so I think it's worth refreshing. How's the crew planning on playing this with the new information that you guys uncovered?
My initial concerns were that maybe the president had a hand in this somehow, but based on further discussions, I retracted that belief. So I think we should just talk to him. You know, hoard the human, right? Or president? I don't know.
The president, he's a Mangazi.
Yep. You're right. I remember the magnetic frustration.
He was quite repulsed.
All right. I mean, I think we should probably just be upfront with him, considering that he did hire us on for this, and I don't think any of us have any skin in the game for either of the competing hordes.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, one could even make a case that Hazrad is the true deserving hiss, considering he's able to ferret out the truth. just food for thought.
Perfect. Well, yeah, you all see Esto, your newly recruited member, going through and cleaning up this space station. You got a quiet nod as he goes through, and I think I've mentioned it last session, but just as a refresher, this space station is filthy. The big boss did not really. He was not one for cleanliness standards or anything like that. So Esto has his work cut out for him, and he looks at you guys and goes, "Y'all going back to the planet? Now, you told me you wouldn't tell the president I'm with you guys. So just remember, I escaped or I'm dead or whatever you want to tell him."
You've moved on to better things.
That worked for me.
That works for me. Don't worry. We'll bring some bleach with us next time.
We need a lot of it.
Yeah. Well, take shallow breaths. See you soon.
Yeah, you guys are able to load up within your ship, kind of undocking from the space station and making the flight back to Aviza. You're able to land kind of at its Colony 1, where it has been set up with kind of the seat of the Avizan planetary government. We're clear to land and directed. And you kind of see like this, the Aviza as a whole is not very built up. This is probably Colony 1 is its major city, for lack of a better word of it. You see it's kind of mostly dedicated to industry pursuits. You see kind of scattered around the edges of it some factories, some refineries. You see even within the colony itself, a lot of the area is still filled with like prefab dwellings, things that can be kind of dropped from a ship and set up quickly. There are starting to, especially in the city center where the government building is, the hospital, and some of the other resources, there are starting to be some permanent structures built, kind of utilizing more permanent or more kind of sound structures with them. But overall, this has been all utility, kind of all quickly built, quickly set up, even though there's a pretty expansive flow to it. But yeah, you're kind of gestured to or directed to a spot within the landing bay on the outskirts of town. Do you guys make your way right to the president, or is there anything else you want to do?
Well, with all this cash we found, I'm going to go get cybernetically juice up and go get that some hyper nerves installed.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get a little louder, so yeah, I think. President can wait a little bit, right? I mean, right?
I actually found what I wanted to buy, so I'm gonna get the med kit, the tactical version, so it'll give me a +1.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect. You guys do have time to do some shopping or cybernetic enhancements, if you will, as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll ask too. Like, giving me a moment to think about what is this? How does this change your PC's appearance? And how do they feel going under the knife for it?
Well, Argo's a pretty vain guy, so he doesn't exactly want to show that he's got all this metal going on in his speaking box area there. So he would probably opt for the lowest, the least invasive, but just something to give him a bit more volume, to speak from his diaphragm, if you will, just to really get it out there. Sorry if that was loud. But yeah, no, it's so just try to be as he can easily hide under a collar. He doesn't want to be too showy about it.
100%. You guys are able to find kind of this augmentation shop set up on the outskirts of town, kind of near the more industry sectors. You see kind of this well-aged dwarf. Looks like he's you for the humans. You guess he's late 60s. For those who are familiar in Neuralgia, who are familiar with dwarves, you'd guess he's probably like he's definitely in his late hundreds, probably close to 200 or so. He's been around the block for quite a bit. You see he's got kind of well-worn skin, just this gruff exterior, cybernetics. Kind of his eye has been replaced with cybernetics. His jaw as well. You see one of his arms too, all very showily done with cybernetics, but definitely well installed. And Argo, you hear him gruff at you and go, "What you need done?"
Well, I was thinking about getting myself something just to be a little louder. I wanna command more of a presence.
Okay. He kind of looks at you. This your first?
Yeah.
Okay. You see he goes, "We got gas. Some people like to tough it out. We can put you under, cut you up real quick, add in the amplifier. I don't know if you need to be louder, but if you want to be louder, we can make it happen."
Well, I got a meeting in a little bit, so I don't know if I really want to go under. So I guess I'll try to tough it out. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to tough it out. Is what I'm gonna do.
White knuckle it, my type of customer.
Yeah. Do I need paint for the knuckles? No. Okay.
I can only imagine the screaming and cursing going on in the group chat.
That means the amplifier is working.
Okay.
He looks over, and the Neuralgia, I assume you're with him too?
Yeah.
He looks all right, what you want?
Look, I travel with this group of folks that don't know the hot end from the cold end of a gun. They do their best, but really it comes down to me taking care of business when things get spicy. So if I'm going to cover for all four of them, I need better reaction times. Is that something you think you can do?
Yeah, we can play with the brain a little bit, make it a little faster.
I know where the cold end goes.
Dwarf reaches up and pats you on the back. Yeah, sure you do.
Yeah.
Hey, with this new amplifier, you'll be able to yell at people where the hot and cold end is.
Thanks, bud.
But they both they take you into the back, and you see the dwarf kind of starts to work on you one by one, going through and kind of installing the enhancement of your choice. Neuraldra, does this leave any visible effects on your character?
So I like to think that, like, as they're installing the cybernetics, some of the Zoro in my system starts to interact with it in weird ways, to where now there's sort of like where my nervous system goes, like through my body underneath the skin. Now there's sort of like a purple hue. Like most of the physical effect you could see before was just like crystals bursting from the skin, which is kind of normal for Zero addicts. But the this effect is now sort of like a spider webby vein of purple and then also orange from the Rhea on like different parts. That is covers more of an area than the crystals do currently. So now it's like multiple different infestations kind of taking over.
Perfect. Argo, do you go first or second?
I don't think he would go through with it if he went second.
So you get to see the dwarf sweating it out as like these purple networks start to form. And I kind of hear him muttering under his breath, "No refunds, no refunds, no refunds," as he continues kind of his process of installing this, even witnessing some of these crazy side effects beginning to take place within Neuraldra.
Oh, yeah, that's not normal. Then
Don't work with Zero addicts, but
whoa. Zero user. Okay,
what's the difference?
Negative connotation. It doesn't matter. But okay, so I don't have any Zero, so I shouldn't turn purple, right?
You're fine. You're fine. You got out. You white knuckled it. Nothing could happen to you. Them, I can't say what happened to them, but no refunds.
Okay, no refund. Yeah, who would need a refund? Who would need a refund?
Eventually, though, he does finish in Neuralgia. You're able to kind of reemerge with your new cybernetic. How does she feel after going through this?
Volume.
Here,
She definitely like can't stand still. It's kind of like hopping in place and like, all right, we're gonna go talk to this president or what? And like, is just eager to like do something and get into some kind of action. And maybe it starts talking over the the mental connection more than normal in the sense of like kind of just being annoying about it. As her mind is like racing to keep up with all these new neural pathways that have connected.
Hey, you want to take a lap or three? You know, just
Yeah, that'll be a good idea. I'll see you at the finish line, and just immediately starts running around the building.
oh my god.
Hasrat's just looking at them like he's a proud father, like, yes, my horde grows their capabilities. And because of the group chat, I guess that could literally be felt by them like pride.
Thanks. I just want to maybe make a, more of a statement, but yeah. Let's see how this plays out. What the hell did that man put in Neuraldra?
Perfect. After you all finish your shopping, you're able to make your way to kind of the government complex, one of the few kind of standing permanent structures that was built or constructed on the planet. As you kind of approach, you see guards standing out front bearing the ARP logo as you get closer, or APG logo as you get closer to them. One of them is a spot and kind of recognize the pretty much unmistakably distinct crew, looks over and goes, "President Voltu has been expecting your arrival. Very, very eager to hear what your report out is based on this whole shitstorm that's sprung up. Please, right this way." And as he escorts you guys into the building, bringing you up to the top floor in the president's corridors, and you see hovering back and forth, limbs kind of alternating between not quite twitching, but definitely kind of with a nervous energy, maneuvering about between different data paths and kind of different terminals within the room. You see he's kind of working on like 3 different things almost in concert. He sees you all approach. You hear a rumbling and feel like a fluctuation of gravitic energy, and hear his voice box begin to speak. About time. Been looking for your report for ages. Tell me, what did you find aboard the space station?
Osrod will look over to our resident human and say,
Speak. Show him. Tell him. Use that fancy new cybernetics you got.
Well, hello, nice to see you. So turns out there's a bit of deception going on. What we thought might be an attempt from the Hiss, one of the two Hiss, well, one of the competing hordes, to try and put one over on you. Turns out there is another party, a third party, a scheming party, if you will, that we know very little about. Unfortunately, we don't even have a name. Just a bit of way to communicate with them. Well, let me dial this back. We made our way to this little space station, where that group that we mostly dispatched was hired from to cause a little bit of trouble. And it turns out it was neither of the Hiss. It was. I need a cheat sheet with the species names. I am so bad at this.
The Arquin,
Arquin.
Insect species.
Yeah, the ones that the ones that you like to have with the cigar, right? That's. I don't know why I always imagine him smoking. It's weird. But yeah, the unnamed Arquin decided to, cause some mischief, and they had a plan to kind of do a sort of false attack, bearing the insignia of one of the Hiss factions on the other Hiss, kind of try to escalate things. For what? Not sure, but it's definitely not in our interest.
Were you able to bring in this so-called big boss?
He got away. He had an escape pod that was used, and he escaped.
His dog took a separate escape pod.
Yes, he had what resembled a dog, and that also took an escape pod. Very impressive, really. I you can teach them so much, those pooches, but yeah, it also took an escape pod. He was trying to blow up the space station. We were able to not let that happen. Get the information that we've presented to you, and I think we're going to make use of that space station. You know.
You see the Magazi for a moment like curl up in itself, kind of almost reverting into a more spherical form. You feel the gravity fluctuate for a minute, and you just hear the speaker go, "Ah!" Very monotoned to the kind of the gravitic fluctuation of the body language you've seen from Magazi, but eventually he does uncurl. He goes, "You feel the gravity like just back and forth for a moment before the speaker catches up." So let me get this straight. The dog, he has a dog. The dog had an escape, was able to man an escape pod and escape you. And then his owner was also able to get in a separate escape pod and escape you. And we also have some unknown third party that's just stirring up shit between the hordes and unleashing a whole storm, which we haven't gotten into yet. But we don't know who it is. Just someone from Arquin space.
Hey, that dog breathed fire.
Yeah. Hot fire. So I assume it's.
We nearly lost men there.
Yeah.
And women.
Yeah. It was. I had a near-death experience or four. And they got pretty hurt too.
The station was booby-trapped.
Mm-hmm.
He was clever.
Yeah, he was clever, but he's not there anymore. He had electric floors and a self-destruct sequence and a fire dog. I mean, that was
Haven't mentioned the Dubot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Dubot's dude dead. Dead bot, am I right? Up top.
Neuralgia high fives you.
Thank you. All right.
She has to jump, but she high fives.
All right. I appreciate
So-
God, you just like you see it just orb-like face staring at you for a moment, and you hear it like you see like it just like exhale, and you hear like the sigh across the speakers, just Well, we know more today than we did before, so good work. I'm glad to hear that none of you died in the attempt.
So
Yeah.
Pez is like just trying to follow on and like is obviously behind on this conversation, and he'll just blurt out and goes, "Ah, yes, the part about the dog was real."
You kind of see like he pauses for a moment and goes, "Well, if there was one section I thought you lied about, it was a fire-breathing dog that could take an escape pod. Well, what questions should I ask?" You feel the gravity getting a little heavier in the room.
Well, there's a little more. Thank you, Pez, for confirming the dog's existence. He doesn't have it in him to lie. He's such an honest, beautiful being.
At this point, I feel I should hire the dog.
If you can find that dog, I mean, let me tell
I
you,
wanted to add it to my horde, but
I
it escaped.
yeah, it was a tricky pooch. But we did get contact information. You know, he was supposed to make contact with this Arquin, and
Did we hurt the dog? Did anyone get a shot off on it?
it was too quick. And also, you told us don't hit the dog. So I think everybody kind of just avoided hitting the dog because you really wanted to get the dog.
Hazrat nods like something good has been done.
Yes, I remember Hazrat said, "Do not hurt the dog." And then I believe Hazrat said, "Big Boss Man can go to his dog now."
You see the acting president goes, like you feel like he wants to get curls into a ball, and you hear kind of one of those anguished, reverberating, kind of gravitic exhalations that just comes out as once again on the amplifier. He uncurls and he goes, "Am I hearing this right? You let this so-called big boss go to find his dog?"
No, we interrogated him, and after relieving him of his possessions, the trade that we made for information that we were able to verify was that we would not kill him and let him go.
We did find out that he was supposed to steal some Buriz shipments from and do so in Zardican colors in a couple weeks. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a lot harder without all of the resources that he left behind.
Yeah, and a corpse could not tell us that.
I can't imagine the president's feeling of we hit him with that little thing like, oh yeah, you're about to have some big shipments stolen. Right at the end there after focusing on a fire-breathing dog for so long.
But this dog was really cool. But you're about to get robbed. Or one of the competing factions with dreadnoughts above your system is about to get robbed.
Yeah, by the way, just wanted to mention this before we forget.
It's not super important.
But you know. Yeah. But
See, he looks up and he goes, "Well, hopefully that can be prevented now that the big boss is gone. If he's the one that's supposed to organize and pay them. But I was hoping, especially with the shitstorm these marauders kicked off, to have somebody's head we could show, someone we could bring to the colony to show that we are restoring order, that we have things in hand, that they do not need the hiss. Oh yes, you all had another prisoner. I think he was a tactical lead for the mercenaries on the ground. Is he on board your ship? I can have my guards fetch him.
He is not on board our ship.
Is he in an escape pod with the criffing dog?
No.
So Pez goes again. Yes, he is not on board our ship. And then over group chat you hear, I'm getting good at this deception thing.
You sure, buddy? Oh, you sure? He is not on our ship. Either way, he's but a pawn. And when it comes to matters like this, you really want to show up with the lowliest of the barely understands anything? Or do you want to try to rope in somebody that really knows what's going on?
I'd be happy with someone that we could pin the blame on and show that we are doing our job.
Well, how about we try to get incriminating evidence from the Arquin? And then we can sort of wipe our hands with this. We can point to the hiss, like, oh, you were manipulated by the Arquin. How could we ever trust you? Our own resources are the ones that determine this deception, while you fight amongst yourselves like wild animals. Or, however you want to phrase it. It's your president. I'm just along for the ride.
I would say, do not call the Durant wild animals.
What, are they going to, attack me and prove me right?
You see, there's clearly, gears turning in the Hassan's head, would that prove you right?
You see the acting president just kind of wave a tendril, just wearily, and he goes, so we have intel. We've got the Arquin's number. We've got some proof that they were behind. We got proof that they were behind the initial attack and attempts to manipulate the hiss. While you were gone, that colony erupted into a firefight. No civilian casualties, fortunately, but both of the hiss that were supporting their delegations have perished, causing tensions to escalate significantly between the two hordes. They have given us a 3-week deadline to choose between them, or they will go to war.
Why not choose Hazrod?
Do you have a dreadnought and significant resources, Hazrod?
Perhaps in 1,000 years.
He says as if that is a reasonable amount of time, as he looks forward as if developing a plan.
I said 3 weeks. Argo, did I say 3 weeks?
Yeah, you said 3 weeks. So we don't have a dreadnought, right? But we have grit. We
have a spaceship.
And a space station. And what good?
We have a Pez.
Yes, we've got a Pez. But I would volunteer this. What good did their dreadnought do to help them against being outmaneuvered by an Arquin with deep pockets and malicious intent? Not much.
Can I sign you up to go tell the hiss that?
I feel like you're not actually offering that to me, and it's more of a...
Oh, no, if you want to, I can provide you an escort to go tell them right this moment.
You see Hazard visibly just shaking his head like, no. No.
I got Hazard culture-wise. How would that go over with? Probably not great, huh?
Do humans prefer to be buried or burned when they die?
Well, I haven't given it much thought, but I guess it depends on where I go. But either way, I'm guessing you're telling me it's not going to go well. Well, all right. I mean, just, but it's true, though. Look at their dreadnought. Ooh, wow, we're big and intimidating, and we're just killing each other because we're big dum-dums. I mean, because we didn't have the appropriate agents to gather the correct intel.
I must say, the loss of the Rund is a tragedy.
And over the group chat, he says,
But the loss of the Run means more resources to go around.
Jeez. That's... All right, man. Whoa. Like... Oh.
You see Voltu nods and goes, a tragedy, but not the worst. There were none of our people were killed. No V's casualties. And I'd much rather they shoot themselves than burn down our planet.
I mean, maybe we can use that, that heavy loss to kind of redirect their anger from worrying about this planet and trying to bring to justice, murder, take your pick, this unnamed Arquin.
You see the president nods and you kind of see the gravity kind of flicker around him. And he goes, that could be a good idea. Turning their anger, once we find who this Arquin or this person from Arquin space is, details, something that we can pin this on, maybe we can get them to focus off planet, at least for how's what your people live for a very long time. If we can get a couple hundred years, or at least a few decades, of them not paying attention to us, that would give us a much better time to form a response. One of my advisors also had another suggestion. They said 3 weeks they will go to war with each other. He suggested to see if we could find stipulations or find methods to keep them off the planet while they war. Potentially fanning their own flames, getting them to duke it out amongst themselves, but finding some method to lure them off planet for their war, so we are not caught in the backlash.
Not acceptable. The loss of life. The waste of resources. To fight amongst each other when they have been deceived like this.
Nope, no one told them to come here. They're here because they want resources. I mean, I'm not gonna, shed too many tears because the greedy hiss got hissed out.
That is the way my advisor put it to me. Because
Really?
if we can find whoever this mastermind is, Hazrat, are your people easy to convince when they've been deceived?
Stubborn, yes. However, they are not, as many would describe, humans. Stupid. When they see they are deceived, they will know and they will check.
I mean, the worst case scenario, we can deceive them into thinking the truth. Does that make sense?
You see Voltu looks around and goes, like, for a moment pauses, and you hear through the reverberator, huh?
Well,
It is a human thing.
no, it's okay. So hear me out, all right? So we know what the truth is, right? But we don't have enough evidence to maybe convince other people of the truth. What if we fabricate evidence to make it seem like it's the truth is the truth?
Like I said, a human thing.
It's not a human thing. It's a thing. Just why do you gotta put species into it, man? But think about it, right? Like we're deceiving them for the right reasons.
I know this could work because once we get them to start pouring energy and effort into finding the Arquin, they'll do a better job of it than we could.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
they
just
have
a matter of
trends.
getting them started.
Yeah, just momentum, just a little push in the right direction, away from us. That's if we can't incriminate this Arquin somehow. I'm just thinking of a plan D in case things don't go. I should probably stop thinking out loud, huh? Yeah.
Over the group chat, I say, Hazrad, we have his phone number. Is there a way you could like trace that, if not to a specific Arquin, to a location or a broadcasting station or something, in a way to maybe start looking for some either real or fake evidence we could use?
Would that be possible for Hasra?
You definitely be able to do a technology check. You kind of get from the Big Boss records. It looks like it's clearly like a burner line, but you may be able to trace its location. It will be fairly difficult, though.
Hasra would nod and say, through the group chat, of course.
Most definitely. With positive absolutes.
Love that optimism. Esteemed President, I would ask that you let us try to determine the source of this Arquin. See what information we can gather. If we can get information that we can present to the warring hiss, fantastic. Here you go, guys. Go get them. And if we can't, we figure out how to point them in that direction anyway.
And if we can't do that, we figure out how to point them away from this planet, but adding something to it.
Yeah, does this planet have like a nice moon? They can
It
just
does have a moon.
maybe they can figure it out there, some fireworks at night. That is a little too capricious on my part. Sorry, Hazra. But at least it would stay off planet. They can be nearby.
You see the president nods and goes, all right, you lot run with your plan A, finding the Arquin. I do not condone fabricating evidence. And you feel like the gravity fluctuate almost as if a wink occurs. So
fabricate what? What are we talking about? Oh man,
that was a very unfunny joke, Argo.
It's a human thing. You wouldn't get it.
Short-lived species and all that. But that will be your plan A. Finding this evidence and bringing it back. We will likely move forward with, at least until you can bring results, trying to find a way to direct this hiss at each other off planet.
Okay. Well, Hazrod, let's see. Is it fingers, claws? Definitely not paws. Put your digits to good use and see what we can figure out. Do you have a station where we could set up maybe something that's a bit high end, maybe give them a little bit of an advantage?
He goes, fortunately, we don't have much resources for hacking aboard the government enterprises, but we will put you in our lab where you can work until you're ready to make your way off planet again.
Okay.
And he does, the guard that brought you in eventually does bring you to kind of like their lab, which is kind of like this makeshift science room with kind of a bit of eclectic technology that this colony has been able to scrape together and bring into its government operations to help them keep the planet afloat. What are you guys doing?
I mean, Osran, this is your domain, pal.
Osrond would smile at that. And what he would want to do is firstly do what Nealdra said and try and hack and find the location of that burner.
All right, give me a computer's check.
Big money.
29.
Perfect. You are able to break into the security systems and get some pretty solid results. There's a lot of encryption that you just weren't able to bypass, but you were able to break through a lot of the kind of core pieces that it looks like the Arquin tried to bounce the signal multiple times, and you're able to narrow in where the signal originated, or this person Arquin space, where the signal originated from. It looks to be kind of a space station on the edges of our Quinn space. You know, this is it's a large space station, usually home to kind of traders, smugglers, people that like to kind of make their living and not always have to pay the corporate authority tax. It's almost a haven for them. Even some of the corporate authority are known to utilize it to get around their own jurisdictions. It is basically kind of a good spot to lie low and a good spot to do shady deals. It is called Port Evisa. Or not Port Evisa, Port Enis.
So with that, he writes it down. Instead of having HHH go there, he looks immediately. He looks to him and just says,
If we give this to the Hiss, they may burn it down.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and he's nodding.
but what if we come back with the Arquin himself? We'd be big damn heroes. It's
Yes.
don't just send the dreadnoughts in to do the work for us. I don't know why I'm advocating for putting myself in danger, but maybe it just feels wrong about, burning down a whole space station just because I'm a little scared.
I mean, you can stay here and the rest of us can go.
I mean,
You can help clean the space station we now
no, we're going. All right, team effort, baby. Let's go. Oh, God.
Ralja's just kind of smiling, like knowing she just got the exact response she wanted.
Yeah. I don't know what's worse, the funk or the bleach. The bleach funk. Well, I guess we should let the president know what we've got, and that we're going to take a little trip and see if I can fork over any cash for incidentals. Just might have to grease some palms, like our own. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if there's probably going to be some drug dealers there, and they wouldn't have good information, so we'll need to make sure to pay them and maybe receive some benefits on the side.
Well,
and if we can do that with president's money, then all the better.
yeah. Let's present our findings.
You're able to be escorted back into the president's office. This all probably took about 20 minutes as Rod kind of broke through the security and kind of followed the different relays that it was bounced to back to Port Anissa. You're brought into the president, and he looks at you with kind of this big face, gravity kind of wildly fluctuating around him, and he goes, "News."
Yes. Hazrod here, with his expertise with everything digital, was able to track this tricky transmission to, you just said it, port.
Anise.
Please.
I heard like three different.
I'm sorry.
Enise. Anise.
Anise.
Niece.
Port-
Oh, God.
To Port Anise, which is not terribly far from here, but apparently the perfect place for this sort of shady thing to happen. I imagine that you would prefer if we were to go in and apprehend this Arquin instead of just passing it off to the warring his factions. I mean, they might just ignore it. Think it's some ploy to delay their 3-week ultimatum.
Pauses, goes, I say it is best that we find whoever this is that initiated the plot. It could be worth it. He logs, he goes, the government finds the Durand dealing with themselves versus dealing with a visa to be a preferable outcome. This provocateur who has initiated this chain of events that has led to armed conflict. You can see him pausing for a moment as he carefully thinks about how he wants to phrase his next words. If it can be turned to our advantage within the proceeds of the law, of course, let it be turned to our advantage. Am I clear?
No.
I'm not bugged. So speak plainly. Do you want us to not kill the guy? Kill the guy? Incriminate the guy? Get the guy with incriminating stuff? Like,
Oh, no, I'm being very. I uphold the law of a visa. I am the acting president. All I am saying is if he could serve to our advantage to help the people of Avisa, make all due efforts to help our people.
Over the group chat, I say, okay, if I think I'm following, what he means is if this Arquin can maybe get the hiss away from a visa, that's a fine solution also.
yeah, okay, all right. So you want us to get him and use him potentially
Within the bounds of the law.
within the bounds of the law. Maybe we can
Within the bounds of the law.
maybe we can persuade him to be helpful to the cause of keeping the Hiss factions that are warring for Visa away from Visa.
Busy with themselves and not the people of Avisa. That's a very fine way to put it, yes.
All right.
There'd
Over
be
group
a
chat.
low kind of bassy hiss that comes from Hosrod, and over the group chat, he just goes,
Benghazi, diplomats, thinking like this. The Hiss may not expect it. I do not like that plan.
Well,
It is deceptive to my people.
your people are just showing up and saying, "Hey, you got to pick one of us, and there's no other option." That's not very nice either, Hosrod.
Yes.
and then you see his eyes light up and his tail thunks. This is all over the voice chat too, so it's just him like acting this out a little bit with no words, just kind of how we normally do, as he says,
Wait. I have an idea.
You see, like the president looking. Like, you all know this is creepy, right? Like looking at each other, gesturing. Like I am here, but then he pauses and allows you to carry your conversation.
Hazrad over the group chat says,
I have an idea. We can use this as blackmail after we get all this done and manipulate the Durand so that this colony must become part of Osrod's horde. For if the two Hiss find out the colony's manipulation. Yes,
So
yes.
over group chat, you just hear Pez go, or we could ask the Carquin if he would like to join our horde, become our friend, and then come discuss this with the Durand.
Yes!
He says that in group chat, but his head, like whole body, swerves to face Pez.
Oh my. We got a port to get to. What the shit, Osrod? Blackmail? What the actual?
I decided to think like you.
Yeah, because well, I'm only as tall as I am. You're two of me, and meaner. So I gotta be sneaking. Whatever. Okay. Hey,
This mind communication has truly given me new perspectives.
and now the cogs in Argo's mind are like, what the hell have I done? Oh God. But I was thinking about his wallet. So we're probably gonna have to grease some palms to get information once we get to that port, because it's a big place. People don't like to be found. I mean, it's the kind of place people go to hide. So we have to, incentivize people to give up information. And the easiest way to do that is with money. Can we have some money?
The image of like giving all this horrible news and
Yeah.
like there's like a pause, like probably what was like at most 20-minute pause between us like leaving that off, then coming back like, yeah, we know where this guy is, and then being silent for probably another 5, just looking at each other, creepily miming before Argo just turning like, can we have some money?
This reminds me of the Parks and Rec thing where like the girls like, money please. Like,
Money, please. All right, you diplomacy.
yes, please.
Okay. All right, and let's see.
You see the president huffs and nods and goes, we can provide you with 1,000 credits. You need to fill out the appropriate forms and requisitions. This will be above board. Put for President Task A on the requisition forms. We will define that later, but we can provide you with 1,000.
It is done.
I imagine Hasrad was typing that all out as he was saying it and just sent it.
But
Just like one hand on his.
if you need more credits, I can provide you with another, let's say 3,000. If you could bring me either that big boss who is escaped an escape pod following his dog who escaped an escape pod, or the other mercenary that you captured who is definitely not on your ship.
No.
Yeah. What the lizard said.
Over the group chat, Naruto says, I don't know, how much do you think it would cost to hire a professional cleaning crew? Less than 3,000, right?
I would not sell any of you out.
Yeah, we made a promise, and I don't want to go back on it. Yeah. No, well, the 1,000 will have to do. Thank you for your kindness and generosity.
You see, he deflates a bit. Really wanted someone to pin this whole storm upon.
You will. Don't worry. It's we're coming back with the Arquin or enough information to send the hiss towards the Arquin. One of the two.
You see him kind of looking at kind of a data pad tracking and goes, "This will take you a week there and a week back. We need you back before the decision day. Don't lollygag, don't find any dogs and escape pods. We need this information before the decision day comes."
Okay. We will. I mean, if we can just transit. No, you know what? We'll be here to deliver it in person. Never mind. 1 week. We got it. You got it. You'll
1
have
week
it.
there, 1 week back.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we should get going.
Finally, let's go.
Yep. No, neuralgia. And I'm just imagining a dust cloud in the shape of neuralgia. After that. All right, let's go.
You see the president just kind of once again curls into a ball and just gravity fluctuates, and you hear just this exhausted sigh come out of its robotic speaker as you all make your way outside of its office. Is there anything you all want to do on planet for a visa before taking off in your ship?
I'm just imagining in the group chat, he wants us to hear that sigh. He doesn't have to just he's going out of his way to let us know that he's disappointed. That's super petty, but whatever. Diplomat. But yeah, I think I got my new voice box, and I think Pez has a new tactical med kit. Hazrod, what did you get?
I kept my money to grease the palms, and now we have extra money.
It's kind of gross when you say it.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
Humans have palms. I have.
Because, I think grease the palms when I say it, and I think I'm going to put some money in people's hands. I imagine you with animal fat.
Yes. Because that's what you are saying.
No, it's not what. We'll talk about it on the way there. I think we're good, right, guys?
Oh,
Yeah.
if we have extra cash, there was a Solarian weapon potency crystal I was eyeing in one of the windows of the shops around here.
Azra looks over.
If you are good, I will get it for your birthday.
It's like 6 months away. Be more useful now. Hi, can it be an early birthday present?
I mean, how much does it go for?
$350.
So Pez would just give you his 250. Here you are. We're just not even thinking about it.
This will get me most of the way there.
If I
So
I got 20 credits left, so I can. I mean, if that's
Azra will throw in the extra 100.
you guys are the best.
you're as mighty as you are generous, Hazrod.
He smiles, nodding his head, buckling in.
Also, your teeth are fucking terrifying. Jesus Christ, those chompers. Wait, sorry. No, I mean, not actual Earth. So whatever deity worked for the humans. Oh, man. But yeah, those chompers. Oh, boy.
Do the Rund have lips? That's a good. Sorry to interrupt, but that just came to my mind. My initial drawing of them had it more kind of like the teeth were showing, almost like a skull or an alligator. But it's like one of those things. Did the T-Rex have lips, or did it have its teeth exposed, like a crocodile?
I'm not sure.
I mean,
We're going to go for it.
I'm imagining whatever your normal resting face is one thing, and then and then over time he's like, oh, when humans are happy, they show more of their teeth. I will do the same. And then it's like, holy shit. You've got
God,
more
I
of
only imagine like the teeth pulling up to show another row of teeth.
just more teeth. Just there's another, it's like another mouth in there.
God, that actually makes me think. Again, I'm sorry to interrupt. Just like this speculative thing in my mind of like, if a drone opens its mouth, it's almost like how birds have it, where it's all like these pseudo teeth running all the way down. If you ever seen a penguin open its mouth,
Yeah, I think that sounds good for him. Perfect. Well, you guys are able to load up. Did the ship have a name? I can't remember if we named the ship. We just call it Triple H ship, right? Find a good ship Triple H name for Hazrad's horde of, or Hazrad's heroes, something H for ship. We'll come back to that later. But you guys are able to load up on the ship.
Hazrat's horde hauler.
Hazrad's horde hauler. There we go.
Osrod's no, yeah, I like the horde hauler.
You guys are able to load up into Hazrad's horde hauler with Neuralgia bringing you up. You can quickly see the capital city shrink in the distance as you make your way towards atmosphere, seeing the two dreadnoughts kind of facing off from each other. You see now as you kind of make your way up, even just in the kind of few hours you've been on planet, there's much more activity around the two hordes, dreadnoughts, with little starfighters buzzing around in defensive perimeters, doing this. Almost some of them doing like this almost type of dance where they'll go just near the other's kind of hemisphere, the other's territory, before quickly buzzing back, seeing how quickly the other enemy ships respond. You can definitely tell they are kind of start poking at each other's defenses at the moment, as you all kind of make your way away from the planet and make towards one of the wormholes and shift into this distorted space as you crisscross the galaxy. We're going to take a quick break here, come back in 5 minutes, and we will dive into Port Anissa and your hunt for the mystery contact in our Quinn space. Somebody come back 8:40 and we'll dive into it.
Ready?
Welcome back, crew. We are in session 4 of our second campaign within the galaxy. The party has just spent some time catching up President Voltu of the events that have transpired, and have now plotted a course to the station within Arquin Space Port Anise, where they believe a shady figure lurks within the station who has orchestrated this ruse, we'll call it, turn the hiss against each other. So now they are hurtling through a wormhole created by one of the pavers, making their way towards the station. Before you arrive on station, you guys kind of have a week aboard the ship. Couple things, like how do you guys? I mean, there's not anything crazy, too much crazy you can do on the ship, especially within a wormhole. But how do you guys usually typically spend a week traversing the stars? And then also, what's your plan once you make your way to the station?
Oh, what is that? Foresight? Planning ahead?
We go in, we get the guy.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and get the guy.
I imagine for Hazrat at least, kind of this week is spent looking and tending to the group, working out, which I imagine that his workout is quite intimidating to watch. Having to lift up what would it be for the amount of weight that his would have to like say, do a curl with, just to start building up muscle. From the fact they are big giant lizards.
Definitely some heavy weights there. I'm not sure on weight terms. We could definitely put some heavy ones in it.
Yep, and then from there, also definitely doing a lot of stuff with maintaining the ship, and mostly on the digital side, messing with a lot of technology, while also occasionally in the group chat, basically doing, I imagine it's like one of those things where you just, you know how your phone occasionally sends you those things like, hey, look at how you were a year ago! Why did you have access to that? That was one of the worst years of my life. Hosrod's doing it more endearingly of like, all right, remember these stories, but it's also not a great time for you. But it's like, I remember you. You know?
Yeah. The I think Neuralgia would participate in that workout, and like to the point, and she would kind of see it as a competition, even though Hazrat probably doesn't, and will make a point of like trying to every week he lifts, no problem as a huge hiss. She like tries the same thing, and it's pretty, for her size, does pretty well, but can't compete. I think just in sheer weightlifting, despite her best efforts, and maybe gets
I was actually stronger than Azrod.
Yeah, I'm just kind of picturing like narratively the size difference. So like make certain exercises more difficult for her or not, even if the strength scores are different. But it's like
Sorry, I just want to mention. I feel like Hosrod could lift a lot of things. I don't think Hosrod could do a pull-up. I don't think his very species is built for doing a pull-up on a bar. Climbing, maybe, but straight pull-up. I think Nyoldra has him beat on certain tasks like that.
So she's not going to do any of the things that she would have an advantage on. Just focus on trying to match Hazrod at what Hazrod is best at, and maybe not succeeding all the time.
Pez, Argo, what do you all spend your week doing?
I feel like Pez just studies anatomy and medicine of the different species, and probably will just randomly say things over the group chat like, did you know that humans have 2 kidneys? And there is something called a kidney stone. If you get one, can I study it? Just like random things about that for all the races on the ship.
I'm just imagining Argo like not having a clue what to do with himself, like seeing the intermittent workouts with Neuraldra and Hazrod, and just like, oh, well, that is heavy. Yes.
Why do I feel like Argo has a drink just watching them work out? Like, just
that sure is something. Yeah. Oh, hey Pez, what are you? Oh my god. That's what that smell was. Oh. And he'll practice like one-liners, like insult in the mirror. Like, where'd you get those pants? The stupid store. That'll get him.
My man, writing material.
Is there we should come up with like a game that's popular on starships in the galaxy. Maybe some kind of like little board game type thing that everybody knows how to play, because everybody needs a way to pass the time in the galaxy.
Yeah.
And Neuralgia would not be very good at it, but would keep trying no matter what, and like never say no to a game and lose every time.
I feel like there would be a game. You know those games you're like, exterminate all the bugs, except the bugs are humans.
Kidney stomp.
It'd be really funny if it was the humans who had the like galaxy champion of that game.
I feel like the human stuff, and I feel like they'd be like Sims, but like it'd still all be human, but it'd play out like over like a really long time for a human lifespan. So like an alien probably play it for like a overall like a full year to live out a human's life, just doing random human shit.
It's like, oh, bathe. Huh.
It's actually, the game is based on when the Hiss first added humans to their hordes, and they would play this game following these rules with actual living humans. But once they realized humans were sentient, then they decided to make a digital version that took off in popularity.
I'm just imagining them getting like so many like factors of like human anatomy and like in physics and like just getting all their stuff wrong. Like humans must eat 50 pounds of food a day. That's why they I don't know, just crap like that. Just totally. I'm just imagining like bad science.
100%. But each human must sleep 12 hours a day, or they die quickly after they die.
Yeah, crap like that. I don't know.
Imagine there's something like, be careful not to fall down the stairs, else your human will instantly combust.
I read this
Not
thing.
like fire, like in Blood and Bone.
There's this thing online. It was like, did you know that oxygen is poisonous? It just takes 50 years to kill you. But I think that's probably like a real thing they believe in the universe. They're like, that's why humans die all the time?
It's poisonous. It's just slow-acting poison.
I kind of want to pick on Pez for just a second because I really want to hear like a random fact about one of the alien races in the galaxy that Pez learns about in his anatomy books. Oh, you pop off with some.
Yeah. Yeah, so he'd just be like, Hazrad, did you know that if you continue to live, you will continue to get bigger, and therefore you are a juvenile among your race?
Yes, I am considered quite rash amongst my people.
Yes, maybe maybe Pez shall live long enough to see you into your adulthood.
No.
What?
No.
Well, maybe not.
I mean, to be fair, Hazrat, I know you guys live a long time, but we're not really sure how long Pez is gonna live. Because, I mean,
Nor did I know how long your ancestor would live. I got my hopes up once. I'm better now.
Yeah, but humans kind of have like a shelf life, you know. I mean, if we're really lucky, 80, 90 years, maybe 100 plus, if we really take care of ourselves.
Hazrat doesn't say this in the group chat. He actively seeks Argo out and whispers to him.
Let us be fair. He was made by the Arquin.
So you're, what, shoddy workmanship? Or
Don't tell him.
How old is Hazrat? I forgot, sorry.
I just put it as old enough, but considered young by his race.
Okay.
He has never given anyone on his crew a actual number yet.
Okay,
because I'm thinking like we have how long since Pez became sentient?
I find it's all fairly recent because it was after treating Neuraldra, which I feel like was like this year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So how long did Pez exist before becoming sentient?
Oh, that's a good question, Pez. How long? Because you'd still have your machine memory, or bio machine memory. How long were you just kind of like doing your Pez thing?
Oh, this is an interesting question because I think we're about to define some lore because I don't think we've ever talked about.
We've been defining the Lord for a little while here. Between the
Yeah.
games ran in the galaxy, how humans are viewed, and now we go back to you.
I'm gonna guess that that I might be on the younger side. I feel like Pez is probably a little on the younger side, and we'll put him at say 50.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would like be shocking to see some that are 200 or 300 years old.
So
I'm not
around
entirely
dwarf
sure when the
lifespan
Arquin
so far.
created them, but
I think we didn't define the time, but they've been around for kind of what the galaxy feels is a while before getting sentience. Enough that they're not commonplace, or the unsentient versions aren't something that would freak somebody out. The sentient versions are very new, or more of a recent phenomenon with this real exposure.
So the don't know if sentience is going to affect it or not, but maybe like the non-sentient ones sort of break down and cease functioning after that 250 to 300 years. So that, like, as a product, the Mintharu creations have been around for a lot longer, but they have to. There's a word for it that I can't think of, but like operating life, I guess, is.
This reminds me of a really funny thing of like a dwarf conman in the typical fantasy setting selling a shoddy dwarf, say, sword to a human. Like, oh yes, this will last you a lifetime. Idiot, it won't even last you a few generations. But he's thinking in terms of dwarf generations. So about 200 years later, he sees his garbage-ass sword in a museum. It's one of those things where the humans would be like, "What you mean? He's gonna outlast me by a long time." But for Hazrod, it is still like a blink.
I think that fits the Arquid too, to have it last like between 2 and 3 centuries, like planned obsolescence. Like eventually, it's just gonna break down. But the humans like this is a value. Like this is like 6 generations. Like
My grandkids are going to use this. Yeah, hell yeah. All right. So
you got with the crew, Hazrat and Raj are working out, kind of trying to outdo each other, lifting weights. Pez spouting uncomfortable random anatomy facts and requesting kidney stones from the Argo, our human of the crew. And Argo kind of just chilling, watching them work out, as well as like coming up with some new bon mots and demoralized situations to bust out when he needs to. The week passes by quickly, and as you guys start to get the kind of the couple hour notice that you will be reverting out of the wormhole back into real space, the mission is coming up. How's the crew gonna try to prioritize or try to tackle finding their mystery person who may be behind this?
I mean, maybe we could try initiating contact while we're here.
Well, we do know that he, or whoever this Arquin is, wants to see the Hiss at war with each other. So maybe we start complaining about how one of the Hiss factions, screwed us over some way or did something that made us angry with them, and we want to get back and are looking for other parties that might be interested in getting revenge at the Hiss somehow, and see if any news or jobs comes our way. Because I imagine this like, I'm picturing like Mos Eisley kind of, where it's like a port full of scoundrels and like lots of people, and word gets around quickly whenever somebody new shows up, and you can kind of get away with anything here as long as you don't make the wrong kind of enemies.
Definitely, it's a pretty lawless station. Word travels quickly, and you can get away with anything as long as you can pay for it. It's one of those, if you kill somebody, you throw a couple hundred credits to the right people, nobody cares. Depending on who you kill, you may have to pay more credits, or if they got people that will pay to have you killed, it may go around that way. But security pretty much only secures the station itself against destruction. It's on it's on you to protect you.
How well known is Hosrod's horde of heroes?
I would say not very.
Just tried to laugh so loudly at that, but like, not very. And then just a sigh of relief.
Might be hard to sell the whole. Yeah, we're these dang hiss, man. We'll tell you. Boy, I hate them.
While hanging out with a hiss.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we should get a feel, like a lay of the land. I mean, how they gonna? We've never been here before, right? Safe to say we've never traveled here on our.
Yeah, I would say with this being kind of the corporate Arquin space, you probably never set foot on this station.
Mm-hmm. So I guess we should feel it out. Wait. All right, we need a cover story. Right? Why are we here?
Oh, before we do that, I have a lore question. So this is so how do the Arquin feel about I can't think of my race now. Sentient me.
Oh, I think we touched on that a little bit. They're not super happy that they're not happy at all that they can be sentient. So they're trying to keep the unsentient ones away from Zero. I think we mentioned that the who was it? The Durand are trying to expose more of them to Zero. But the Arquin are trying to like stop that. I don't have to look at my notes from our session 0.
What I have specifically in that regard is that the Arquin are adjusting the legal requirements for what counts as intelligence so that the Mintaru don't technically count yet. Which I think says something about their thoughts on how much they want these to remain useful tools.
Yeah, so the group might want to keep that in mind.
All right, so is there? I mean, there's no way we could like dress up Pez to make him not look like. God, I feel like it's like something out of like a shitty '80s movie. Like, I just put a trench coat and sunglasses on him. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I feel like the Mintaru are a very unique looking species.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he could pretend to be a non-sentient one, and just a tool that we have to take care of our medical needs.
What if you put him in a bag?
I'm just imagining like a Winn-Dixie grocery bag floating around. I don't know.
You could buy him a howl skin.
Yeah. Wait, but do the sentient Arquin have any sort of visual distinction between non-sentient? I'm sorry, the biobots. I forget that. Do they have any sort of like? Do they have any distinction besides their like mental capacity?
Oh, I'm blanking. I thought we said they glowed a different color. Keith, do you remember?
Yeah, because I think it's the Zero interaction. I think
after that.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So there's no faking like, oh, he's just a glorified IV, you know.
Yeah. Now I kind of narrated this. I don't know if it's actually lore. I changed Pez colors. I assume he's kind of clear and he has the ability to change his colors. So I think maybe he could try to look non-sentient. I don't know if people would buy it.
I think that'd be a good like deception check.
Which I'm sure Pez is super skilled in.
From the story, yes, clearly he's very good at deception.
He thinks he's getting really good at it.
Yeah,
In all fairness, he does. Yeah.
I'm sure he thinks he's amazing. Okay, so we'll go over. All right, while you're there, Pez, try to not glow so brightly, and if you need to talk to us, do it telepathically. The Arquin don't take too kindly to, well, you.
Ah, yes, of course. I can make myself seem non-sentient. And he goes from green to just like a lesser shade of green.
It's rather convincing.
They will never know.
They might know. I mean,
Well,
if they
they-
know.
And if they got a problem with it, well, I can make it a problem for them.
Well, we're not here to get noticed. Like, you know what? We'll be.
They
Oh,
are just right.
maybe we can change
As
mine.
you are our friend, you do not need to hide. If they have an issue, they can die with that issue.
I don't even know why I try. Let's see what happens. Let's get out there and try our best.
Good man.
Pat shoulder.
And through all this, while you can't speak to him, you just feel Esto working his ass off across the galaxy, mixing emotions, mixing from revulsion to tiredness to who would put this in a space station? Just pure surprise. As he's just slave laboring away back home.
How does he
Forget
react
he's
to how
listening to this whole
you, like,
chat.
He can't hear you. You guys are too far away, but you can still,
Okay.
you guys can feel each other's emotional state that the thing says. So you can feel that he is tired, revolted, surprised, resigned.
Yeah.
Yummy. All
How
right.
does he react to feeling Hazrat feeling proud for him doing all this work?
Probably like discomfort, but like a discomforting acceptance.
Well,
With that, you guys are able to emerge from the wormhole, kind of this blue, just cut into space, reverting back into this night sky. You see in front of you the space station, and this. Calling both of them your space station, this space station. Space stations are like a far cry. Yours is more of a personal unit. This looks like it has been constructed over decades, maybe even centuries. You could tell, like, it's certain pieces look newer, certain pieces look like they've been worn. It looks like they've been cobbled together from a variety of different architectural styles and species. Perceptions. It looks like this station has expanded and grown as time has gone on to become a hodgepodge that represents Station Amis. You are able to kind of hear a voice with like almost this robotic tint come over the comms, directing you to a hangar bay. It goes, "Please proceed to hangar 60,001. You will be Sport A213. Reminder, port fees are due and violence to be held at a minimum around other ships. If fighting needs to commence, do so outside the hangar where property damage can be kept to a minimum."
how much?
And they would charge with docking fees. Fairly inexpensive, just 50 credits. Almost kind of like weirdly low.
This is an outrage. Barely.
Better than the number I was hoping to hear.
Yep. Okay. Well, I guess we should pay.
I'll transfer the credits.
Perfect. As you transfer the credits, you do see kind of the coordinates popping up to your docking bay, and just kind of instructions on how to pull the ship in. As you do so, you see kind of this hangar bay crowded with other different ships, all within their own unique kind of like little privacy port piece. The ships, as you kind of like, at least as the hangar doors open, you can kind of see into those privacy ports, and you see a mixture of ships from kind of beat down freighters to kind of high-end starfighters, and everything in between. But eventually you're able to land into your port, and you see kind of on the outskirts of your port 2 security droids kind of at the very far end, and then you see like this scruffy looking dwarf kind of tapping his feet, kind of like tapping his feet and kind of like almost snapping his fingers, very eager for you guys to kind of pull into the landing bay. He's almost on the opposite end of kind of the room or the hangar than the security droids. What do you guys do?
Argo, do you want to talk to him or should I talk to him?
I mean, I can start talking to him, and
I'll finish talking to him.
If we have to, yeah. If we have to. I don't want to get into a fight. Just getting off this. All right.
I mean, I do, but I understand your plan, so.
Yeah. Not yet. Hi there. Hey.
Perfect. As you guys got to disembark from the ship, you do see this little dwarf look up, and he is clearly young for a dwarf, probably younger even than Naraldra. You'd guess he's like barely, if we put him to human years, barely out of his teens, so probably like 40s, late 30s, early 40s for a dwarf. And you see him look at you guys and go, "Welcome to Port Anise. I'm the a real official greeting guy. What brings you to our station? We've got a cool package I want to talk to you about. But first, tell me what brings you guys here."
Over the group chat, I say, I don't see why we should have to tell him anything.
No, you're not wrong about that. We're just making a stop, looking to buy a few things and maybe move on.
We can't get no better than Port Anise. There's always things you can buy here. You know, I know a thing about a thing. I'd be happy to help you find it. But is this your first time to Port Anise?
First time in a while.
Oh, well, then you already know. You paid the 15 credit docking fee, but if that's just to dock your ship here. You know, the port security, those bots over there, they don't care if anybody comes and messes with the ship. That's why I'm here. You pay me a fee, I watch your ship, make sure nobody takes it, nobody does nothing funny to it. And I can also like point out like where you can find some things, and it looks like you're an old timer for your people, human over there. Probably, if your memory's slipping, I can make sure you can jog your memory and help you find where you need to go.
What do you mean, old timer?
Oh, I didn't mean to be rude. Are you young for your species? I thought humans are pretty much a breath away from death every day.
I guess it's all a matter of perception, then, ain't it? I want to sense. I feel like this guy's trying to rip me off. I get that. That feeling. What's the?
So it should be a macro for you on there.
Sense motive.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Okay. And roll.
You can this guy's body language, the way he moves, the way he talks. Yeah, you definitely guess he is kind of BSing you. Well, you get two reads from him on this language. He's BSing you a bit about the protection fee and him kind of like keeping an eye out for your ship. But you also get the read, especially the way he's kind of positioned himself, keeping an eye out from keeping himself away from the security bots. Just kind of the way he talks about the station. He seems pretty familiar. So about the security fee, he's trying to sell you a story, trying to milk you out of some credits. But his body language indicates he does know Portuguese.
I never got your name, friend. Or did I get your name?
Oh, I haven't given it to you yet. No worries, no worries. You didn't give me your name either, but my name is Spoken. What's your name, old time or regular timer?
It's Argo. So I just wanted to make sure that when I spoke to the authorities to report you for trying to milk us out of credits the second we step on this goddamn station.
Would you see, like, he looks a little mixture of worry and like a bit of like it's a worried laugh he lets off, I'll say, and he'll go, "Who are you gonna report me to? I mean, you know what? No fee for you. Maybe somebody steals your ship, but I don't want to bother you, regular timer."
He reports to me.
And that's where Hasrad will just stand behind Argo menacingly.
You go, "Oh, you got a hiss with you too." I mean, you know what? No, that's it. I'm not gonna watch the ship. So whatever happens, I'm just gonna go. You know what? You regular timer and your Duran buddy, you all go about your business. I'm just gonna back out here slowly.
I think right now our business is with you.
He kind of starts backing up. He goes, what do you mean? What do you mean? I just, I gave my pitch. Sounds like you all are a very clear no, and I'm just trying to go about my business.
Oh, but we still need you to lead us to someone. You know this place.
Look, maybe we got off on the wrong foot. I get it. You see a bunch of folks that are a little green to the station. You think, I'll make a quick few credits, give them this little story. Maybe they'll bite. I get it. You're trying to make your living, right?
Everybody else make a living, right?
Yeah. So listen, I know you're not going to watch my ship. That's just cards on the table. But you do got this smell about you like you're a man that knows this station. Or a dwarf that knows this station, right?
I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
All right, well, I need to know a thing or two about a thing or someone.
Well, who are you looking for?
Well...
Oh, and what's in it for me?
Credits. I mean, that's, and depending on how that works out, maybe more credits.
Employment, perhaps.
I'm sorry, what was that, Hazard?
Sorry, he would say,
Employment, perhaps.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like employment, but I don't mind taking credits. If you get my drift, I don't like a 9 to 5 type thing, but
9 to 5. No. Horde. A part of a band of heroes.
Heroes, okay.
Argo's trying to just don't save.
You guys gonna save the station?
No, it's Argo's. Sorry, Argo's trying to not this guy. No, Hazrad. Just because he has a pulse and can hold the weapon doesn't mean he should be part of the Horde.
Hasrad will chuckle at you're gonna save the station. And he chuckles at that and says aloud,
We already have. If not for us, Durand would be here now.
Hazrad, shut the
and would have done it. To dust,
Shut
you
the
included. So if you do not want that,
and he finally acknowledges, the little pounding on him, shut up.
Shut the actual fuck up, Hazrad.
I do less talking. This human does it better.
As he just kind of, after dropping that little bombshell, gestures back to Argo to continue the conversation.
Thank you for, you know what? Let's just turn it up and turn it into hard mode. Ah, yes. But, so with that little nugget of information that Hazrod decided to share lovingly, affectionately, just, hey, might have been hiss coming this way, etc., etc. How does our newfound dwarven friend react to that information?
Like a teenager thinks he's invincible. Like he stopped paying attention halfway through. He goes, his coming. All right. I mean, you guys see him nod along. Like he's still kind of edging a little bit backward. Goes, okay, you know what? If you're having a family reunion, his guy, I don't want to stand in your way. Human guy, you mentioned credits, but
what's your normal fee for watching a ship? What do you charge?
200 credits. 200 credits.
No, you don't, you little shit.
For you guys deal 125 credits.
All right. I still don't believe you, but listen, what we're looking into an Arquin that may have something. Well, I don't know how to phrase this. There's a lot of Arquin on this station, right?
Yeah, a lot of them.
A lot of
most of them own pieces of this thing.
Okay. And aside from everything else, we haven't really picked up anything that would identify the specific Arquin we're looking for. Besides, he's looking to gain something from the Hiss fighting each other at Ibiza. Besides that, we have nothing to go on, right?
Yeah. Also, you do have his comlink number or his Spurter comlink number, which you could reach out to him on. But outside of that, nothing to directly pin it.
All right. Well, we're looking for, and again, I don't know if this would make sense in this context, but I'm thinking like the equivalent of a cell tower for the station, and then maybe having Hazrod try to pinpoint using that cell tower, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you would realize even some of the private communications, they can be kind of like encrypted and filtered, but anything that needs to go off planet would have to kind of run through kind of the ancient technology in the station center. So that would, just from your understanding of technology, that would definitely need to be a thing for the station.
All right, so we're looking for a good place to get a good look at incoming and outgoing communication from this place.
Oh yeah, well, I could tell you where that is.
Yeah,
and I get the credits still. I mean, because you're not gonna be able to get in because the administrators and the robots, they kind of like, that's part of their off limits section. But yeah, I mean, I can show you kind of how to get to that off limits section, and
well, what's a little more than 10%? Why not? Sure. How about, would you do it for 100? Since you're just talking.
Yeah, 100 credits. Yeah, I'll show you how to get to the off limits section. I'm not going to go with you, but I'll show you how to get there.
All right. Yeah. Sure. Start talking.
Well,
I guess. Go ahead.
Would you be able to give us a better deal if we told you that the big boss sent us? And I'm not so much interested in getting a better deal as seeing as if he has any kind of reaction to the name the big boss, because I'm trying to figure out if that's like a common, like if people around here have heard of that person, or if he's just some lowlife that like nobody around here would know anything about unless they've had previous business with him.
Yeah, you see like no sense of motive necessary. He kind of shakes his head and goes, there's a lot of bosses around here. Is he with the corporate authority, or is he with one of the smugglers? I'm not. I mean,
He's just some guy who objects to showering. Not a big deal.
And I'll say over the group chat, yeah, well, our target knows who the big boss is, and might be the only one on the station who does, and that's the way we can confirm the identity of who we're looking for.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I think 100 credits to point us in the right direction of the only way that we could digitally track this person might not be a bad idea.
Sounds good to me. I mean, I'm broke, so that'll come out of one of your pockets.
Well, we did get the 1,000 to play with, so
And I would have paid the docking fee out of that, so that puts us at $850.
okay. So tell you what, I'll give you 50 now, and another 50 later to make sure you don't turn us into the authorities, right? Because we can't really pay you if we're in jail, right?
but you're gonna be breaking in, and you maybe. I mean, they don't really do jail here.
Well, then if we're dead, I guess you didn't really lose anything. But hey, if we succeed, you get another 50 credits.
I get 75 and then 25 because I feel like you're gonna die.
One of us is going to die, I can tell you that much.
You see, he backs up and goes, "You can't fight me here. The bots don't like fighting by the hangar. That's property damage.
No, don't worry, she'll follow you home.
They'll shoot both of us."
Yeah, I know. She's more patient than she looks, I'll tell you that much. But no, it's fine. I'm not gonna sit here and bust your balls for 25 credits. Whatever, 75. Screw it. Start talking, and if I need more information, I'm gonna come find you.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. Trusty Soaking. That's what they always say. Trusty Soaking. But yeah, so I can lead you there. Basically, we're gonna have to go to the lower levels. So we have to kind of ride the turbo lift down. That's the hard part. Is you're gonna have to find a way past their security fields. But once you get way past the security fields, it's in the center of the lower floor sections. I don't know exactly what pass you have to take there, but the lower level, because pretty much the bottom level of this station is where they keep all of their kind of off-limit things. It's where the bots are made or kind of programmed or something like that. It's where the administrator holds himself up. But if you can get in there, you can get his comms. You can go through and figure out all of the incoming, outgoing traffic, at least for the last month.
All right. Here you go. 75. Spend them in good health.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, there got to be some other way you can do this. I mean, I don't want to see you get shot up, but if not, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. If so, I will see you here. I'll be kind of camped out waiting for you.
Okay. Well, I guess that's good information to know, but maybe we should check out the common areas and see what comes up. I think, Pez, do your best to, I don't know. I don't want to draw attention. But then again, we have a giant lizard man with us, so
You guys are pretty eclectic crew.
yeah, we're not going to exactly blend in. All right, I guess we might as well. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, my thought is step 1, find the nearest bar. Step 2, see if there are any hiss around there. Step 3, get in a fight with said hiss. Step 4, wake up the next morning in a ditch and maybe find an Art Quinn who doesn't like hiss asking around about people who are getting in fights with hiss. But that might be less likely to succeed than charging into this lower level and killing every robot that we find along the way. So,
I mean, you had me at bar, so I'm along for the ride. Pez, can your body even process alcohol?
only one way to find out. And I grab one of Pez's tentacles and just start dragging him through the streets looking for a bar.
I imagine it. I'm sorry. When you say you do that, the only thing I can imagine is him having the physics of a balloon.
I just thought of something. Can we go back and the lore of the Infaru?
Yeah.
So the difference between a sentient and a non-sentient is you guys can actually see the neural activity running through, like streaks of light kind of passing through the body. And so that is how you know it's sentient, because there's a lot of it.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking, if he gets real drunk, he might be able to pass.
It's pretty fun. God, all right. We need you to play it cool. So chug this fifth of vodka. Because we're going to make you as brain dead as we can without killing you.
Starts floating away. Perfect. You guys are able to leave the hangar. Oh, actually, do you ask Sulkin for a recommendation for a bar? Or?
I wouldn't trust anything he would recommend. I don't think that's the places he frequents are probably not the kind of places that we want to go. So
I'd ask. Where's a nice place to get a drink around here?
Well, how nice we talking? You know, there's a couple spots where you can get buy one get one. Sometimes you don't want to you can burn a little hair off your chest, but I mean, hey, it's good. Or do you want like nice where it's like real fancy, somewhere that's some of the corporate authority people go?
Do we look like corporate authority people to you?
But we might want to talk to corporate. You know what? Just give me a list. Just give me a quick rundown, and we'll look at our pockets and figure out what our budget is. It's all right. But I won't spend it all. I'll make sure to have 25 for you.
Good. All right. Well, there's the Arkwind's Delight. That's real upscale. I don't think they'll let you guys in. Certainly not you. He points to Naraldra. You know, real hoity-toity with a lot of the corporate authority guys that talk about their stocks and all that. There's also the Tipsy Space Fair. Hey, if you ever want to get to a real big fight, that spot is the joint. You can go through. I've seen somebody blast 2 people, get a shot, and then just chill out for the rest of the night. Nobody cared. So be careful there, because people will blast you if you offend them there. The Arquin joint, they don't allow weapons in, but this place you can bring all the weapons you can carry. Other than that, there's a couple other places too we can go and just kind of have like a low key day. But if you want to kind of see the highs and lows of Venice, the Arquin's Delight, and the Tipsy Space Fair at the bottom of the bottom and the top of the top.
Well, I appreciate the spectrum of choice you provided for us. However, you did use the F word, and I think that's kind of where neurology is going to make us go no matter what.
That curse?
No, fight. I can smell her heart rate increasing.
And it's even faster now thanks to my new cybernetics.
Which is you know what? Good old Dwarven Constitution. What the
I didn't want to be rude, but if you want some Zro, they sell Zro. I can even hook you up with the guy.
Neuralgia looks pleadingly at the other members of the party, but doesn't say anything.
You already got your birthday money early.
Scolding
Well,
a child.
but I got more birthdays coming up. At least I hope so.
Yeah, right we're going, who knows? Maybe we can turn it into a networking thing for networking with drug dealers. Whatever. Anyway, but no, I mean, it might be. You know what? If you could pass along that contact's info, we might have a need for it.
Of course. I mean, I'll be nice and generous. I'll even count that as part of that 75. But if I hear from him and then don't hear from you later for that 25, I'll be very hurt.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. We're friends now, right?
Argo and Murder Girl and the lizard guy.
Yeah.
Rod.
Hazrod.
Okay.
And this is Pez.
Well, hello.
You guys have your own Mintharo? I should charge you more. You got more than you let on.
No, we don't. Our ship is it kind of how does our ship look?
I don't think we ever described.
Is it like, you know?
It was. We actually have gone into very, very brief detail on it before. It was Hosrat's ship, and thus uses some of the older technology.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Then Neldra took it over and got it kitted out with some newer equipment. I think the analogy was putting a modern day engine into a very, very old kind of car.
I want you to take a look at what we flew in on and make that assessment one more time.
You lot of smugglers, ain't you? I mean, this ship looks beat up. But, a lot of smugglers make their ships look beat up so nobody stops them.
Yeah, I wish we were smugglers because then we'd be richer.
We are heroes of the galaxy. Hosrat's heroic horde.
There you go. There you have it. And again, do you know smugglers that are that boisterous about being heroic?
Are you pirates? I know pirates that are that loud.
No, we're not. That would look good in an eye patch, but no. Nope. Just folks looking to make a purchase and move along, maybe.
Okay. Well, you know what? I won't hold you up. Yeah, you got the tipsy space fare. If Murder Girl wants to get into a fight, the Arquin's Delight uptown. Oh, hey, if you guys want to break into the security floor, more power to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go take this and get and run. But yeah, I'll be back though. But don't die or don't run off without getting bad.
No, we'll find you. Don't worry, buddy. Be safe.
You too.
Yeah. I think
Not if I have anything to say about it.
I think you like do you like the Murder Girl nickname? Is that flat? Is that red I see in your cheeks, or is that just
Look, I mean, somebody's got to get the job done around here.
I know. But the job isn't always murder.
Are you sure about that? Is that the hill you wanna?
No, you know what? I don't want to be on it. I don't want to stand on any hills. I want to sit down and have a drink.
That we can agree to.
You say that, but this entire vacation we've not killed a single person.
Well, we
Machine.
Actually, no, you didn't kill a guy. You killed a robot twice.
yeah.
The other guy got killed by the.
He flew off.
No, you guys killed one guy.
No,
Yeah.
wait.
Ironically, I think Pez was the one that killed the guy.
Oh yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, the dwarf with the sniper, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, his
How
mind
did he get back in?
broke.
Oh yeah! Oh, I completely misremembered that. Hey, Pez wants to correct Osrod on that.
It's like to be fair, Pez just broke a dwarf's mind. I don't think it was his intention to kill him.
I think
Or
we
maybe-
flavored it as trying to be friends with him. Just a little too intense in the mental outrage.
Yeah. It's just it turns out Pez can be too friendly for his own good sometimes. It's all right, buddy. We'll get the next one.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry, Pez, but you are more deserving of the title Murder Boy.
You can see Pez is very uncomfortable with that.
You don't have to be murder boy, buddy. It's you can just you.
You can be the Lord of Murder.
No, or just healthy boy because you keep us all in such great health. Guys, he does not comfortable with that.
Yes, Pez is still learning the limits of the human mind, or the dwarf mind, or the mind. Yes,
Yeah.
Pez will not make that mistake again.
Well, I just asked if you do it, not be any of us, okay, buddy?
Why did the first thing that came into my mind was the Drax I can take it. I'm not gonna say it with Hazrod because I don't think it as wild as he can be. I don't think it fits, but part of me really wants to I could take it. No,
From my mind, I can survive.
I guess I think I am stronger than my own mind.
So where's the crew going next? Are you guys breaking into the security level down below? Are you going to one of the two bars? Are you using your contact info? What's next for the Triple H crew?
Hazrod will look ponderous because I will be right back.
Hey.
Arrive to a decision without me.
I have a feeling that no matter what the rest of the crew decides, Neurologist is going to go to the Tipsy Spacer, regardless of. Well, maybe we should fill out the Arquin. It's like, shut up, nerds! I'm getting drunk.
We're getting drunk. We're getting drunk.
Is that a fair assessment?
Here's Neurologist's perspective. If the party picks to go to Arquin's Delight, she's going to go find the Zoro dealer. If the party picks either of the other two places, she's going to go on with the party and either way get into a fight.
So to keep Neurologist sober, you guys can't go.
We got to get into a bar fight. It's for her sobriety. That's what it is. It's out of the goodness of our hearts. Okay, well, I don't think they'd let us into the Arquin's Delight if we wanted to get in or not. Maybe we could try, but let's at least get some liquid courage in us first. And you know what? I am curious. What happens to you with booze, Pez?
I might actually have a feat.
Oh
shit. Okay.
Covers that. I don't know if I actually got it or not. No, I didn't. There's a feat that essentially makes you really hard to affect with poisons.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm guessing you would just, but I don't have it. So just guessing that there's some Mentharu out there that could drink even the Durand under the table.
Probably he'd just be drinking, converting it into medicine as he goes.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, oh, I've got so much disinfectant now.
Well, you guys are able to come to the determination that you want to make your way to the Tipsy Spacefarer, leaving the hangar behind. It's kind of one of the things you notice, especially you see the two guards outside your hangar bay, the security robots. You see like a ton of these security robots in the hangar, kind of patrolling, guarding the bays, keeping watch. But as soon as you leave the hangar, you don't really see any of those robots. It goes down, as soon as you kind of make your way out, it is just this mass of different species of the galaxy. You see humans, you see Arquin, you see dwarves, you see Mengazi, all kind of just clustered together, maneuvering through, doing business, making trades. You see some fights breaking out, nobody intervenes. You see kind of as you walk down the quarters, one of a human getting mugged by a dwarf, and kind of the passerbys just look and just continue walking. This is definitely a space station where it's every man being or it for themselves. And you all are able to continue through. Luckily, nobody bugs this eclectic group, at least at the moment, as you walk through the space station corridors, kind of navigating your way towards where Sultan mentioned the Tipsy Spacefarer would be. And you kind of you hear the bar before you see it. It has like this loud, raucous, like space metal blaring through. You can hear it just down the corridor. You hear pretty much surprisingly loud to the sounds of shouts and crashes from within as well, especially as you make your way closer to the tipsy space fair. And as you get near it, you can see like this large kind of like behind like these glass doors and glass walls that are smudged, cracked, and just overall has like this hazy sheen of not having been cleaned in some time. You can see this expansive bar behind. And within the bar, you see a mix of different species. It seems like there's a dance floor near the back center where people are like almost in a mosh pit, pushing, fighting as they're going through and just celebrating whatever may be their cause. And you see the within the cantina a number of different dusty tables, and you see a Mintaro behind the bar serving drinks with two kind of robots flanking it. The robots aren't doing any task. These robots seem to be of a similar model of the security droids, but they have like the tipsy spacefarer written across their side. You see people getting beaten up, shot, stabbed within the bar. They are not moving behind. They are just sticking to the bartender and behind the bar, and seem to be kind of in place where they're at. What does the group, as they see all this going in? How does the group make their entrance?
Well, I'm wondering if we should split up. No, because Pez by himself, no, that would probably be bad. And no, Neuralgia by herself is probably gonna be. I rescind my statement. No, and I'm just thinking Hazard by himself. Never mind.
All right. Well, if we're going to sit together, we gotta kind of establish ourselves here. So, if we come off looking weak, then no one here will take us seriously and might even try to take advantage of us. So maybe we go try to find a table occupied by the least impressive looking person and take it for our. I'm sure all the tables here are filled up.
I mean, that's not very nice.
If you wanted nice, you should have gone to the Arkane's Delight and enjoy corporate espionage and making deals to exploit workers.
Yeah.
That's where you can be nice.
That doesn't sound very nice either. When you put it like that. I mean, are there any available tables, or is Neuralgia going to have to, like, I'm tired, move or die, kind of a...
There are like tables where you guys could find space within, but there are no empty tables. Are you guys looking for the? I think Neuralgia mentioned kind of picking like the most or the weakest person or the least impressive person. I think she phrased it. Is that what you guys are looking for to kind of take the table?
I mean, there's a trade-off between the easiest table to take or the most impressive table to take. I'll leave that one up to you, Argo.
You know what? I feel like Argo's made a lot of decisions. Where do you want to sit?
I've been back, by the way.
Welcome.
I will. Being directly confronted with like making a decision, Neuralgia will kind of freeze up and be, Hazard, you think we should try to take the table with the toughest folks or the least tough folks?
You already know what he's going to say.
Why would you ask Hazra?
You already know what he's going to say.
You can tell he knows what he wants, but he looks to Neodra, puts a gentle hand on her shoulder.
Choose. You choose.
Yeah.
She's kind of struggling for a minute and thinks, we'll look around for a table that seems somewhere in the middle. Some tough folks that if we can, force our way into their seats will earn us some respect among the crowd, but not something that we're going to be bruised up and unable to deal with any future threats, especially if we go infiltrating that security space.
All right. You ought to give me a perception check. You look around and kind of like you see like 3 different tables that you can size up, and you kind of like quickly size these guys up and see. The first one is like their table. Their table is like right next to the bar. They got 5 people with them. They are all wearing the same kind of red, bloody like blaster on it. Like it has like a blaster, which blasters like they don't cause like blood typically, but they are dripping blood from the barrel of their blaster. Doesn't make sense, but they all are proudly sporting the emblem. And they are sitting pretty much right. They've got the best table right next to the bar. They are a mix of humans, dwarves, and they all look pretty formidable. Like they look like they've been in a fight or two, we'll say. In the middle, a little bit further away, you do see at this table, like it's a mixture of Dubots along with kind of the Arquin. They've not quite as formidable. It looks like you'd probably guess like a trading company or a trading company that may do some smuggling on the side too. There's 4 of them. They've got weapons to their sides. They don't look like they look like they've used them, but they don't look like they are completely battle hardened. But it looks like it would be a decent fight. They earned some respect kicking them out. And then like on the furthest table, pretty much the table that's furthest from the bar, the bathroom, pretty much right next to the dance floor, getting jostled by people as they mosh to the music. You see a table with a group of skittermanders. These small kind of repair, kind of beings usually kind of fall for scavenging and repair. They are kind of sitting there, and their table is repeatedly jostled. Their drinks spilled as they go through, as they kind of huddling low on the table. Rob, I think you get to be the one to pick. Which table are you all going after?
One last question. Are there any Durand anywhere in here?
With that, well, you do see a couple, one Durand kind of moshing on the dance floor.
Okay. I will head over to the one with the smugglers crew. And jump up on the table and say, all right, time to move out. Hadrat has claimed this table as property of his horde. So unless you want to make an enemy of a Durand, better scram.
Give me an intimidation check.
All right.
You see, like, this Arquin looks surprised and then outraged. Like, just pure, like, shock at somebody jumping up on his table. And then, like, he goes, what? Like, he's looking at his buddy, like, what? Who the hell are you? Who the hell's Hazrod? And you see him reaching for his blaster.
As he reaches for it, I'll summon my solar weapon, which takes the form of, like, Zero crystals emerging from my forearm. Hold it right in front of him and says, I know how your kind reacts to Zero.
Oh, would you?
Maybe not. I don't. Oh, no, that's like a secret, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind. I wouldn't say that. I forgot about that. I was just looking through the lore doc. And I'll still like hold it the weapon like right in front of his face and say, "You're gonna have to be quicker on the draw if you want to keep your head." And then as for Hazard, and I'll go like kind of nod my head over towards the large, heavily armored hiss. I assume making his way over in this direction.
Who would already be there looming. Of course, because there is good lighting in this place, assumably he wouldn't be overshadowing him, but there'd just be a little harsh breath from above. This Arquin.
You see the Arquin not fully phased with Neuraldra's entrance, or even with Hazrad looming. He draws his blaster and he goes, "Space this, space you, bots, get him!" You see the bots kind of straighten up. So we are going to get in that combat next session as you all face off against the Arquin, the security bots in this tipsy spacefarer cantina. And see kind of what respect you all could bring, maybe get Urge some rep, and hopefully bring you a step closer to finding the mystery contact aboard this space station that is pulling the strings on the visa and trying to tear apart the peace between the hordes. So we'll pick up next. Chris, are you here next Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. We will pick up next Tuesday with that, and you're gone the 27th, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll pick up next Tuesday and get to see how that comes out. So everybody make sure to join us next Tuesday at 7 and for another session of the Galaxy. Till next time.